Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tally the Votes Big Brother coverage. We on day 59, which means we're rolling into the finish. And with me tonight is David and Brian. Welcome, Brian. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm fantastic. And let me just say, the two of you and Jamie, pox upon all your houses for injecting me with the reality
Whoa, 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 whoa,
TV
whoa, 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 whoa.
virus.
You can't get enough, right? You're fascinated by these weird, horrible, wonderful, complicated people.
Well, you guys started me on Australian Survivor with Miles and AJ, and now I've been watching AU Survivor, and I won't give spoilers for people who may be listening that haven't seen it yet, but I watched those two things, and I've watched Traitors, which has had some really good moments. I have watched this, and let me tell you, one of these things is not like the other.
It is not. It is not. To be fair, what you are witnessing now is exactly what I told you you would see. Is that a little over halfway point, and it's like everybody's tank is just running empty. They're so emotional. They are. They're. I think that the isolation like that with the same people, they are starting to go a little stir crazy. Right. This is fun. This is mental. This is
Well,
when people are hard on them. And I know this week there was a lot of, why are Vince and Morgan hugging so much if they're not in whatever. I think they're just so broken down, and some of them are just looking for any solid ground to hold on to because it's crazy in there. Yeah, they're
I
losing
hear,
their minds.
I hear told that Brian is watching the feed so often that he sometimes forgets to eat or even take care of personal hygiene. I don't know if that's true, but that
That's
I have heard that.
no, now that's not true, but there are times where my son will walk in the room and go, "Are you still watching this?"
Like
Like
seriously, Dad,
he's like, "Dad, they're just sitting there," and I'm like,
I'm
"Yeah,
sitting
but
with them.
but I'm like, yeah, but there's if this other person walks up, there could be something happening." And
You
and
feel like
strangely enough, other than the stuff in the middle of the night, which I can't stay up for at least 2 or 3 days a week because I'm going to physical therapy early in the
mm,
mornings. But
But the other
I
four
stay up.
days you're good.
But like most stuff that happens, I see it live and know what's happening because Will checks out at about 10 or 11, except for the last few days. So I'm later than Will time. So most stuff that happens I catch, but I'm really really excited that you guys invited me here to talk about it because I don't have anybody to talk about this with. So it's
well,
pretty
I mean,
exciting.
outside of being on here, now you can talk to everybody. But I mean, we talk about it quite often, usually on the daily, something's happening. Well, I'm really glad that you enjoy it. And again, it's one of those things that the depths of the mind games, it's like it gets really crazy because that's all this game is. It's
Well, and
all it's
the length of the game is so much different. I mean,
yeah,
you said 59 days. You
yep.
could play 2.25 games of New Era Survivor in the amount of time these contestants are in the house, and they're just over halfway.
Yeah, yeah, they've got
What are
the
they going to
rest
play
of
in
this
90
month.
days this year or
We
88,
are
something like that?
I'm not exactly sure of the count. September 28th is the finale though, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's only today's the 4th. So that's only 24 days. That's a little 3 weeks. That's all they have left. A little over 3 weeks.
So 83 days, but still, that's still.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I Vince is a big mess. Like that. I mean, I'm really glad he pulled out the blockbuster because he is my winner's pick. But oh my God, this week I was seriously, and David, I mentioned to you before we started recording that I was very much thinking, who am I going to pick if he comes home?
I don't think
I,
he was going home if he was sitting next to Mickey either. I think
you know
Mickey was
what?
going home this week.
Listen, Keanu did the Keanu of Keanu's with with his stuff. Like, don't tell Vince that you're doing it to teach him a lesson. You didn't care if Vince went home. You kept saying you didn't want to. You didn't want him to go home. But when you were thinking about nominations at that moment, you didn't care. And you got to think things through.
Well, just for your all's enjoyment, because I've watched so much and followed so much, here are my observations about Vince that I'll share.
Oh,
I was afraid he would go home because I thought we have some possibility of really interesting things to happen. But apparently his girlfriend unfollowed him on Instagram in the last day or so. Her cousin has commented that he's known Vince for a long time and he can't believe what he's seeing and that there'll be hell to pay when Vince gets home. But just from my point, Vince is now being dishonorably discharged from the Beanie Army. He is stripped of his rank, and no man's allowed to wear a knit hat and act that way anymore. But I heard a few suggestions that I thought I'd share. I thought they were amusing, and that is that someone proposed Lauren and Vince should form an alliance and call it the Invertebrates because neither of them have a spine. I found that rather amusing, and
they'd be Team Whisper and Whine.
And that they didn't show it on the well, and you know their motto is "I'm scared." But the final thing that we have to give our star Ava credit that I haven't seen on the episode. Ava said after a Vince conversation the last couple of days, "Hey, he's an unemployed guy. I have a suggestion for a job. How about a bullshit artist?" Or, "Hey, I have a suggestion for a job," and she made some other terrible comment about him, but it started playing out
now. What's going on, Ava?
Oh well, you know, Tricky Mickey tonight. You know, where we'll get there. Ava and Will have great one-liners, and I see a spinoff.
I thought her Vinny the Lip was really good when she first said it, and just she's called him that for weeks now. But yeah, I was a little worried. It was weird. So okay, so let's jump back. Boom. Eviction last week. Okay, just so we can touch real quick on the whole Catherine of it all. Catherine Riley, maybe put the nail in that coffin. Catherine did do interviews. She doesn't seem to think anything was wrong with what was going on with her and Riley, and yeah, that's her stance on it. So maybe she will, maybe she won't, maybe not.
Well, David, I think, made a point last week when I was watching you all that what we're seeing and viewing from the outside, like how do you take into consideration what the person is feeling?
Correct.
You know, like, and I thought there was an interesting analog to start out tonight's episode, and that is the sort of way Keanu was portrayed as how he overreacted to Ashley in the house. And we saw the second half of the argument that was on last night's episode. And we'll get to that, but what I saw on the episode tonight is not what I heard in the house. And you know, so I think the sort of inverse of
that's so often the case is a selective edit are only just showing one end of a conversation or the aftermath of something happening. You know, CBS can set their narrative, which is, you know, what generally will separate the casuals from the feedsters, and the feedsters, of course, separated from the manic feedsters, of which I believe you've attained rank.
I have. I've leveled up, but I think it goes to what Christy said, and that I thought you made a really good point, and that is, like, we're watching it dispassionately, objectively. Right. They're in a heightened reality where if you just sort of get a little bit mad, to them it may feel like you're being yelled at or whatever, and you're under this stress, and so it's really interesting. So how are you guys feeling this week? The joy of not hearing Riley yelling in the background.
Sure.
If you've tuned into a feed
or seeing them canoodling, like just not having to see him at all, has been great the last 2 weeks, honestly.
It was not the greatest showmance ever.
No.
And David
And
will leave it at that.
yeah. But she has some things that she'll probably learn about Riley sooner or later, and she'll be all right. I think.
I
She's
thought
got
her
good.
personality in the chair with Julie, I thought, man, if that girl had played this
Yeah, where
game,
was
she had
she?
potential.
Where was she?
Yeah,
Right?
she
I
gave
don't
it
know.
up for a
Well,
dude.
because Riley wouldn't let her talk. I don't know. And you can't start just playing once you're cushioned, because that's what he was. He was like a safety blanket for her, right? And that's what's going on with the Vincent Morgan of it. Like I said, people are starting to they need something to grab onto, and so Riley was there and it was
Yeah, but
for
I
her
feel
comfort,
like
and that
there.
kept her from playing because she didn't have to play because she felt comfortable.
I think Vince and Morgan are getting a little closer than maybe, and I'll tell you why. When he hugged her tonight, the hand went right under the strap that was holding up her dress. Now
Dude,
you do not do that with somebody you're not familiar with. I'm
um,
sorry.
okay, I don't think that he intentionally did that. That strap's been all over the place all night long. And
That's true.
yes, you guys, when she was going out of that place, when she after her vote, and she was going down there and she hugged Ava, her boob did pop out. We saw it. We saw it, y'all. We saw it. That dress is dangerous, and that's why Ava was laughing when she went into to sit down to vote. We
I
didn't
didn't
nip
see
slip,
that.
guys.
I
Well,
missed a
I'm
boob.
sorry.
Eh.
But the dress was not. She needed some of that double-sided tape or something. It was hot mess. The thing kept falling
Morgan
down.
and Lauren both do a lot of the off the shoulder look.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why not, right? I guess. Wear whatever
I
you
think
want.
you could
It's,
pull
who
that off,
cares?
David.
And
I think you could pull
honestly,
that off.
Oh, I could, but I wouldn't do it right now because I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to increase the viewership artificially. Of all
That's
the women
true.
in the United States who would instantly flock to our feed. And
oh man.
Don't
Um,
threaten us with a good time.
so yeah, I think I don't know. I don't really believe anything in there because it's such an artificial environment that they are trapped in and reacting to. So I think it's smart when they say, well, I think when they walk out that door, I think reality hits them pretty quick when they're like, oh, I'm out here talking to Julie Chen. There's all these people, like all of a sudden their world just it's like the Big Bang, it spans back open again, right? And so I think that when like for instance, Catherine said, oh, well, we'll have to see, basically when they get on the outside. So I think they'll be friends, but right now I think they're just like supportive. But he was laying in that bed and she was rubbing his arm, and what was he supposed to do? You just someone's just laying.
well, he was literally asleep.
Right. So get the hint, Morgan. Can you get to step in a little bit? Got to be
Well,
up his butt. I think it's more her than him,
and
honestly.
Ava went around and told everybody about it too.
She really did. Because
Well, on the feeds, Will has offered a lot of insights to this about that man's crazy. That man, that would
losing
not
his
fly
mind.
with me. That
Hmm.
there's no way my wife would go for that. And of course, David's favorite player, Ashley, has sort of stirred the pot a time or two about this because she can't help it.
Right.
She's
But,
a pot stirrer. There's no doubt.
But that's the point. So right now, if we look at all the players, Vince is clearly the one who is not handling this the best. Like as far as like starting to like really get jacked
And
up.
Morgan would be the second.
And Morgan, but they are in this like feedback loop where they're feeding each other's like paranoia and oh woe is me and all of that. I mean, okay, after that, who's the next crazy after that? You know what I mean?
It's a pretty big drop off after that.
It is a
Kelly's
pretty
had
big
some
drop off.
spiraling. Kelly's had
had
some
some moments.
spiraling.
Kelly,
She's-
Kelly.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
would-
And then Keanu. Keanu's a little nutters.
Rachel seems to be the same Rachel. Some people handle
Oh,
it.
see, I disagree. I think she is much more controlled and much more calculated than when we've seen her play
but
before.
I'm just saying, I think she's completely there because
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
not new to her.
She's
more
totally present. She's not put off by any of it. And what she's done this season that she didn't do before is she doesn't react. I mean, like even
She
like
did react a little bit on that thing with Ashley though about
well,
don't talk to her like that.
she did that, but here's the problem. Here's the thing: is that's calculated. She was trying to draw Keanu into a confrontation.
But you don't think in the past that was also calculated?
No. She played on a lot of emotion the first few times.
I think seeing what she's done, if we go back to when Keanu won the head of household for this week, which by the way, if you want messiness, let Keanu win. And
Again,
and it,
worst I mean, his 2 HOHs were utterly worthless.
And for the casuals, I don't know if either of you saw this. Do you know what Keanu's album he got to listen to this week was? Least surprising in the history of ever, workout influencer bro. His album was Linkin Park.
Oh,
Of
that's
course
right.
It was
Hybrid Theory, which makes 100% sense. But the thing I give Rachel credit for, and I think what makes her different from the past, is I think in the past she blew up and stayed mad. She blows up now, cools down, and tries to repair the damage and tries to work with people in the past she would have written off for good if they made her mad.
Yeah. No, you're probably right.
Yeah, and she would have never been capable of like cutting the deal with Keanu even to get through the week like she did this week. She would have said, "You're my friend or you're not my friend" back then.
Right. It would have been like pick your side. There was no in between.
Yeah, you're either with me or against me.
But she's been really good to Keanu. We've said it week after week. She's been really good to him, and for some reason feels like some sort of like, whatever she wants to work at them.
I mean,
she's getting real tired of it.
The fact that he didn't put her on the block after the way she treated him the previous week is amazing. Well, she threw him out of the kitchen. I mean, that was bad.
Right.
I mean, that was some rude stuff.
She was letting him know that she was unhappy with him.
I'm saying.
Because how many?
But then this week she made him lasagna. So.
Right. But how many times do you have to like prove to someone when you're keeping them safe and you're good for their game and you're giving them good advice and they have to keep disregarding what you're saying? Yep. It gets old. Eventually you're just like, ugh.
What I've learned, and it's hard for me watching this game, but I think after 59 days, I've finally accepted it, is that if you go in there with the stance of if somebody really is hypocritical, that's going to piss me off and I'm going to lose it. This game, it is all about being hypocritical. You've got to say what happened yesterday is gone. What can I work on today?
Yep.
And the people that hang on to the past too long really blow up their game. And I think what Rachel has done beautifully and kept herself off the block is she has forgotten things. And I think her connection with Keanu, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I think there's something in him about he's just fighting and winning challenges and sort of on his own. From everything I've heard, that was sort of her journey in season 12 or 13, that at one point she was kind of all alone and had to win challenges to not go home.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That is, yeah. So maybe.
And at times they've really isolated him in a way that's beyond game.
Yeah, but
he doesn't have a lot of friends in the house.
Ashley told him straight to his face, nobody likes you.
I mean, Kelly likes him, and I think Rachel likes him. I think he pisses Rachel off. I think he annoys her.
I don't think Brendan likes him.
I think down deep.
Well, because he hasn't appreciated his wife. Like, dude, she could help your game. Listen, she's kind of a smart lady. Well, like when she said, "Oh, that's right. You've won this before. Oh, that's right. You've played this multiple times.
Yeah. You've played this several times, haven't you?"
And he just won't take her advice. But
and the advantage she has of that, because she even knows emotionally what to be prepared for as the game progresses.
Right. She
Vince. I thought his noms as far as his game weren't bad, and he used the fact that he was head of household to build a relationship a little bit with Morgan that he never had before.
Well, except she was his target, and he was pretty overt about that. No, she was his target up till she won.
Correct. But I feel like he looked at her as, because he thinks Vinny and him are like this, right?
Right. He wants her
And then
gone
he
so
sees,
he gets Vinny all to himself.
right. So when he sees them getting all whatever, he's
Maybe he
like,
wants to canoodle with Vince. Maybe
maybe he
that's the
wants to.
his whole motivation.
They did
Maybe
get
he
in bed
wants to.
together at one point.
Well, yeah, him his dirty feet. That was
And swamp
Vinny's
ass.
HOH. Yeah.
And swamp
Um,
ass.
Yeah. And so wanting to get Morgan gone so that you could then have the person you want alliance all to yourself, allegiance. But I think he
Well, that's
felt
been
like,
done. I mean, that's not a new game move.
no, absolutely not. But I think that as the week went on, I think he felt like he could be part of the Vince Morgan group now. Whereas at the beginning of the week, he didn't feel like they would welcome him into their, poor alliance.
I don't think he understands that Vince Morgan, Ashley, Rachel.
No.
Yeah, he does not suspect
No,
they're all
Mickey
working
was
together.
completely shocked, she said.
Yeah.
So
If
that's
if I'm Vincent Morgan and I'm looking at the other side and I go with Keanu and Lauren, like now that you need 4 from now on, your weakest competitor is Vince of that 4. Like,
no doubt.
And the other side has like the only good competitor on the other side is Rachel. You pull Kelly and you can probably almost win every comp all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Because David, no offense to Ashley, but tonight's blockbuster,
Ooh, she couldn't.
Oh man, was she bad?
Real bad.
Yeah, I thought Mickey initially it looked like Mickey was going to be really close, but then she faded.
She had a good strategy, or she had how she was like grabbing him, and then she could just pull him out of her jacket, like the color.
Vince was coming with 4 or 5 every time he went.
Yeah, and they said that there were only 3 of those orange balls, 4 of those orange balls, 1 at the very beginning and 3 toward the top. And those were the only 4 orange ones in there. So
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
You had to find them. That's why I guess it was orange at the very end too, wasn't it? The beginning.
I think so.
That's why, because that would just you'd be looking for it. And they said there were colors in there that weren't even in the thing. So you're trying to ignore them, but they're still flying around out your face. But that's a fun one. I don't know. I figured if Vinny had played ball in college, like he said he did, then the hand-eye coordination should be there for him, catching pop flies and stuff like that. So I thought maybe he can, and grounders and whatnot, but so he did well. Yay, Vinny's off the block.
Well, to leave the first episode before we jump forward, I got to be honest with you, I did like the way Keanu talked to him when he told him he was going to put him up. It was refreshing this season.
Personally, you liked it, yes.
Yes. Like that now for me, for the messiness that this is, because I quit thinking this group would play a good game about 3 weeks ago. Okay. So I just said, let's have crapola stew and keep it boiling all season long.
Just cuckoo crazy town.
But I love the way Keanu talked to him. I just hate that now Keanu's crying and hugging him and so happy he's there because Vince is going to turn on him immediately.
It's funny, Brian, because there's been seasons where we've said this where, they're just nuts and no one's playing, and all of a sudden a game of Big Brother breaks out in the second half of the game. It's like all of a sudden people are playing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's some players who, if they can float through the first half, it's a smart move. And we were talking about something similar with AU, and we won't get into AU, but you AU Survivor. But you can, if you can float for a while and bring your threat level down, not a stupid way to play.
Well, speaking to that, if we had to
Rachel,
rank people's position in the game, Will activated this week and stayed up past 10 a few nights. The Judges Alliance, Will started that. That was Will's idea. Ava is basically tying all her votes to Will. You know,
Yeah.
Will has,
But when Will voted, I knew who
He's
was going
gaining
home.
power.
and you know that, and I told Quentin tonight. He walked in when something was on, and I explained to him that Will has reached the status that 2 or 3 HOHs have let him have the room at 10 p.m. and go downstairs and sleep downstairs and let him have their room. And Quentin's like, isn't this a game for everybody? He's like, that's crazy. And I'm
Mhm.
like, they're all doing it. Keanu did it. Rachel did it. Like now
He's
you notice
50,
Vince didn't
51.
let, huh?
He's like 50, 51, right?
Yeah, I think he's 51. He's
Yeah.
in that range. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's in my range.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he feels like dad to all of them.
Oh yeah, when he said tonight that these 2 girls are like my daughters. Yeah. They're old,
Yeah,
he's old enough to be their dad.
He's super likable, and I think if you were playing with a bunch of really strategic minded people, he would be like the 7-0 loser for people who appreciated gameplay. But if he activates, and now that Jury started and makes moves, you know, he has a chance. The only problem I see is, man, like if it's a close vote, Lauren doesn't talk to anybody, and she's particularly afraid of Will because she put him on the block. So she's afraid to even talk to him.
And see, that's why for me, if I were in the house right now, the person I would want out the most would be Lauren, because you don't really know, she doesn't really talk game, and you don't really know where her head's at. You know what I mean? She could vote with
Well,
you. She could vote in those unknowns. Gotta get rid of them.
well, let's recap last night's episode
Yeah.
and talk about the only thing I think that's worth talking about in detail, and that is Rachel's workout
video.
routine. Was that not hilarious?
So funny. So funny.
You could work on your what was it, your facial muscles, doing your eye rolls
Rolling
to
your eyes.
Keanu.
Yeah.
Work on your endurance by asking Lauren a question.
And what? Yeah, that one
Was it
really
build your
painful.
calves by running up to the HOH
Yeah,
room to
HOH.
interrupt the conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was really great.
Yeah, I mean,
she had fun with it.
they have to be thrilled they have her and for the
Yes.
content she's given.
Well, she's good TV, and you got to wonder if she was a late ad, like they went, "Ooh, this cast's a little lame, and we maybe need a little flavor here."
Do they? I don't know this because I guess I've never thought of it. Do they not have alternates for Big Brother?
Oh, I'm sure they
waiting,
do.
just in case.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
like there wasn't anybody that when they had him and they thought, oh well, let's swap one of these guys out for one of the alternates. What were the
I don't
alternates
know.
like then? Jeez.
I
Because,
asked either Jamie or David early in this season because I was getting the lay of the land. And I said, do you think like they wanted to set Rachel up to be like, hey, here's a chance to be a 2-time winner? And boy, do we
100%.
have the cast for you.
Maybe. And this is the 25th year, not season, but it's 25 years. Because they did a couple years where they did 2, but it was really popular 2 a year. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, so
Well, yeah,
that
because
was,
they put her in and they kept her safe for the first week she was back.
they did. Because they knew she'd have a huge target on her from the get-go.
Yeah.
But everybody's afraid to take a shot at her.
And whenever they do like a secret, this person's in
Well-
the house, because they do that whenever they have like a battle back too. If sometimes they'll keep players that have been evicted out, and then they'll have a special challenge against like the last 3 weeks.
Brian,
And one of those
it's
bins can go back in, and then they have usually safety for the week, because otherwise they would just vote them right out. Like, got to give them a chance to get their footing, keep them safe a week.
and Brian, to paraphrase The Wire, if you come at the queen, you best not miss. And because they know she'll find a way to get them, she'll get them 10 ways to Sunday, and they don't, and they're
Yeah.
all afraid because they don't know what they don't know.
They're afraid, but I don't know.
I mean,
don't know. I
they
can't
take
figure
her
it
to the end, man. Like it's just you're asking for it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, she's gonna win if she gets there.
You're. I mean, look, I'm a strategic minded, smart person. I'm not an expert on Big Brother, but I mean, you have to admire the game she's played, the way she protects her allies. But I think the nuance she's played with, she's even like, I can't imagine in the past the way Kelly and her have butted heads.
Oh, that would have been a yelling match.
Right. And she's moderated, like she's even tolerated Kelly.
Well, I think that part of that is being a mom and being
She's
married
older,
for a
she's had
while.
more-
You know, it's a little more mature.
Yeah.
There's no,
maybe
you know, I don't need to yell and scream at somebody just because they annoyed me. You know, I'll just
right.
I think you're right, and I think protecting Ashley tonight is being a mom. You know, like talking to a young woman.
Well, part of that too was if you look at her game carefully, what she did this week is she wasn't aligning with Keanu. She was getting through his HOH.
Yeah.
And once she knew she wasn't on the thing, that was it. And you know what? So as soon as that started, she said, I'll gang up on him.
Well, because she had asked him not to put Ashley up. All of that was just, she didn't want to go up. She didn't want Ashley to go up.
Don't
So
talk to her that way. I mean,
he put her up. Yeah. I was like, yeah, forget it. Really, Keanu? Like, what can I do with you? It's probably like, she's tried so hard to work with things with him, and it just no.
So tell me what you guys thought of this. I'm not familiar with Angela.
Oh,
so
yes.
What did you think about the veto competition with the charcuterie and Angela?
Because
it's hilarious because you had to understand the joke. Christy explained.
I did. I watched the video.
And she last year she was like, and I mean this in the best way. She was like a George. Okay. We were watching, and I'm gonna guess the first month that we were watching, we were like, oh my God, how is she still there? She would just go off. She was high drama. Oh my gosh. And by the end, you're going, okay, maybe, she's good television. Maybe we want her to stay. It was kind of like that. She kind of won people over a little bit. So she comes back and she does this thing. It's based on her charcuterie. So she does that. But the yelling, attackers attack! Stop now!
Did you like
charcuterie?
Did you like how when she walked out, they did the glow up and with the sparkles
so
and
funny.
Yeah, they took a fan out there to blow in her hair.
Listen, last year you have certain people from years that get remembered, and like who's coming next week, which is Jesse. And you hate them when they're on, but they create such characters of themselves that coming back to do something like this is like, that's the perfect thing for these people, honestly. So she'll probably be like that. She'll probably come back and host next year or do something else. Whatever they want her to do, she'll do it.
Yeah, they're really trying to push this Friday show too, and it's just not working.
Well, if we want to see Ava's family and see if she's real, I guess we have to watch it.
Well, they're in on it
because that's what they're going to show.
I thought the first one was rough. I've liked the last couple. I thought they were good.
I mean, they have some value to them.
Yeah, I think if you're a casual, it's good.
Yeah. And I also think that it gives them a little bit of opportunity to show clips in a way where they're talking about it and showing a clip. Do you know what I mean? And which we don't have that at all in any of the shows, right? So it's kind of nice to see that. And yeah, I don't think it's been so bad. It's been better. And if this is how they can give like extra content, like let's go see their family, let's go do that's kind of cool too.
I like that idea a lot, because if you want to watch the show, you can watch the show. If you want to learn more about them, you can watch this, but but you don't have to
do that. Maybe we should do that on Survivor, and then they could just do like on Fridays the sad, so very sad stories, and I won't tune in, and then I'll like Survivor again.
25 cents, David.
Yes.
No, because I did not mention Jeff.
No,
but you did there. See, I got you. But don't you like that it sort of edits that out of the...
Yeah, no, I do actually kind of do, now that you say that.
Yeah, it could be
because
good, right?
If like Survivor, if they did like videos on their backstory that were available online, or they did a separate show, it wouldn't bother me. It's the fact that they're wasting airtime on it that
this one works like this because it's going on right now. Survivor's pre-recorded, so I'm not sure if it would work out the same way. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. But I think it would be a great idea. It would be
I-
great for anything.
I like the idea that it's extra content if you want it.
Mhm.
You know, it's sort of like the remastered album where if you want to buy the bonus tracks,
Right.
that you can, but
Or-
you don't have
Send a
to.
recording.
Or
Yeah.
the Blu-ray that has the director's comments. If
Right.
you want to watch
Yeah.
the movie and listen to what the director had to say
I
about it,
think,
then fine.
honestly, I think maybe Survivor ought to think about doing that for as for their other reality shows too. Why not? It makes it
Because
interesting.
that would require Jeff to admit he's wrong, and that will never happen. Ding, another chord.
But it was perfect having fellow former cast members, former winners do it, because that's who the fans those kinds of fans who are interested in the
Yeah.
actual players, that's who they want to see. Maybe
And
not
that's-
necessarily Derek. I mean, but
But
those
I mean, like if you think about the old
Taylor's fine.
Survivor, the old Survivor
She is.
finales, they always had like some of the prior people in the audience that they liked.
Right.
Like Cochran
Right.
would be there, you
Right.
know.
and since they
and-
don't do that at all, this would be a way. Yeah.
Right, they could have like a Friday show and have Sesternino
could-
pop in and
And if they're just only watching as it's rolling out, right, they can just comment like what they think's going on, make their predictions. And stuff. It'd be
David-
interesting.
David, do you want me to contribute a quarter and offer my thought here?
Yeah.
This could be the way Jeff could finally have a successful talk show.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Come on, Jeff. Get
giving
on
you
it.
the slow
But-
clap.
But back to Big Brother.
Yeah.
So
Wait, we're
the
talking about Big
veto,
Brother.
the veto.
The charcuterie of it all.
Okay, I have to say Jamie's not here. Our daughter finally won a competition, and I was so happy for Morgan.
Yeah. Did you think that one was hard?
Oh, definitely. 30. What'd they say? 35 pieces.
32, I thought.
What,
They
what
said
I
32?
it was
didn't,
in the 30s
what I
for
didn't
sure.
get about it is Morgan got 28 pieces placed in 2 minutes. How did it take her 5 to do the additional
'Cause
7?
they weren't remembering what they had done before. They were trying to remember, because they were just in a mad rush, and then they didn't realize how quickly it was gonna, come, how fast that was gonna go. They were
I
just
don't
trying to
think they
win.
realized it was going to knock the whole thing
Right.
off
And then
either.
they're like, oh, wait, I wish I would have remembered what I just did. Yeah.
Right. And you think like that's a lot of pieces to be having to
Mhm.
manage. That
Mhm.
had to have taken a long time because it was what, like 1 minute, 2 minutes, till
We
finally
got
at
all
5
the
minutes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really I think the competitions this season have been entertaining. I just don't like the way they've edited them. Like I thought they could have tightened the edit a little bit on this
Or
and
I don't
gave
know,
a little
put
more game
cameras
stuff.
in certain angles so that people don't have to have conspiracy theories about
Right.
balls being in holes. Come on.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, that was pretty bad.
it was bad.
And look, she won.
themselves up. Yeah, they opened themselves up to a lot of.
It'd be like the
controversy
NFL
there.
going and here's the tight end. Oh, look, a guy just caught the ball in the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow, came out of nowhere. Yeah, so that was interesting. So Morgan wins, which was good for you and Jamie, because that was Keanu's. That's who he was going to target, right?
Yep.
So bad for him, he thinks, and then starts the whole. Well, who's going to come? They at one point were trying to talk Morgan into using the veto on Vince with this whole
I
weird.
thought that was actually really smart because she's emotional enough that she might just have bought it.
Yes. And I think if they had, I think they started too early before the veto ceremony. It gave her too much time to think about it and come around and go.
I think
no.
if Vince didn't have a girlfriend, that'd have worked.
Well, Morgan just wants to find love because wasn't she in love with Zach? Wasn't he?
Oh, she was.
So, and she said he was exactly her type. And then you go like, oh. That's another reason why I just don't think. I think this is a momentary thing. I don't
This
think
is summer
Brian-
camp. This is the
Brian-
girl you
Brian.
meet at summer camp, right?
Brian, I'm going to ask you to hold that thought for a minute because we have to pause for 7 seconds to pay the bills. And we're back. Thank you. Brian,
Excellent.
the floor is yours.
I mean,
No,
I don't know.
I just think
I
it's summer camp. This is summer camp. You go away to summer camp, you meet somebody, it's really intense because you're away from home, you're away from your environment, and you're both learning this new environment together. So it's a shared experience.
And it gets scary.
And you don't have anybody you trust who can tell you that guy is nuts. Get away from him.
Well, you're trying to cling to somebody you trust, and there's not a lot of that here. So when you think you have it, or the illusion that you have it, I think that so often someone thinks that there's trust there, but it's not from the other side, right? But I think they both are looking at it the same way.
Okay, and I agree with everything you're saying, and I'm not a really jealous person, but Christy, I got to ask you, what is the shot clock for hugs that your husband or you with your husband would see one of you on this show and go, okay, that just went too far? Is it 10 seconds? Is it 15 seconds?
Is it the head in the lap with the hair rub?
Like where is the hug threshold that because I mean, look, I'm not a jealous person. I'm not saying they're cheating, quote unquote, but boy, is there creepiness.
Well, you'd have to know that person really well to know, like, because I know for a fact that I would never have to worry about that because my husband is not that would make him very uncomfortable, anything beyond 3 seconds. But
so if he was there and it went 5, you'd be
like,
pissed.
he's into that. We got a problem.
I would wonder if he was okay, honestly, because what. And I hope I wouldn't jump to that. But if he was crying all the time and talking poorly about himself, about how I'm just so bad at this game and I all of that, I might really be worried about his mental health. Seriously. Now the reverse, I am a very huggy person, so I don't know. Sometimes I just need a hug, and I know people who are friends of mine who need hugs too, and sometimes it's a 15 or 20-second hug, and people might judge us, but I don't care. They need that hug.
I'm gonna zag with you and hope that we're right. I just think most people are not that secure.
That is true. Yeah.
Most people are not that secure, and it's especially
when
the
they're
feeling.
Younger.
Yes.
The younger you are, yeah.
Yes, but Morgan wins. And right then when Morgan won, who did you all think was going up? Did you think it would be Ashley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he clearly wasn't going to consider Lauren.
No, I was afraid it'd be Rachel. But yeah.
And that's the one time Rachel misplayed her cards this week, I think.
Oh, yeah, because he could have put her up.
When she sort of dared him and was like, if you put Ashley up, that's like coming at me. And he should have listened to himself. He said, then why not put you up? I mean, hey, if attacking her
you know
is
why
the same.
He didn't put her up? Because he was afraid she had the votes to stay.
No, I'll tell you why. I disagree with you. Here's why I didn't put her up. Because they fought and they always mend their fences, and he knew he believed she would get over it. And he said that multiple times.
That's happened so many times while they've been here already. How many times have they gotten upset with each other? And she gets over it. She continues to still try to work with him.
And to his credit, for all his problems, I do see a lot of misogyny from him, having watched a lot. His biggest problem is he doesn't believe you're telling the truth unless you have a penis.
Which is really weird because I think we were saying that his background is that he grew up in a home with just sisters and his mom.
Maybe they lied a lot.
Maybe they lied to him.
Maybe he's just tired of women telling him what to do, and that's.
I mean, I thought it would be more like that.
I mean, really.
But yeah, it's weird. It's weird, especially when you have some, and I get the instinct to not trust Rachel and be afraid that she's going to pull one over on you because she has played this game before. But you have somebody here who's played. If they give you advice, like, why not at least consider it? You know?
I totally agree. I just wish
And I'm
I wish
pretty
more
sure,
people would go talk to her the way he does. Like he actually
yeah,
goes and has conversations with her.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, he
I don't
does.
know. It's weird. I think that I don't know that it's necessarily fear. I feel like she continues to come back to him and offer ideas for what would work be good for their game, her game, his game, right? And even after she's mad, so that makes him think she'll get over this too, like you said. And and yeah, she some of the stuff that she's actually suggested to him in hindsight, he's probably thought, oh, that probably would have been a good idea. So if she's got some of that to back it up even more, you know, and they feel comfortable enough now to be mean to each other when they're angry and show it, I guess. All right, well, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
So
not hypocritical.
Ashley, when she went up on the block,
Ooh,
gave this speech,
yeah.
and like I've seen opinions raised from It's Iconic. And by the way, a word this cast and probably everybody in all these games uses, the word iconic needs to be retired because it's being overused for everything. Okay. But
That needs to be retired. You know what else needs to be retired? For my game or for your game. It's like everything, do what's best for your game. I'm doing it for my game.
But
right.
that should be what everyone understands. Why do you have to say it out loud? Everybody's doing the thing,
I
or
get it, but it's like now it's
should
every
be doing
sentence
the
they say
thing.
to each other.
You're not good
Yeah.
for my game.
Yeah.
That and checkpoint jury checkpoint. We need to
Ugh. See,
not
I
talk
never
about
remember
that.
hearing that before this year, but maybe they did. Yeah, so she says this, she unleashes on him, tells him all these things. She hasn't really gotten spicy like that with anyone this season, has she?
No,
But
and
she's got it in her.
she oh man, she talks mad trash, and I give her credit.
Yeah.
She can get a little spicy talking to people, and when he tells her he's going to put her up even before, she doesn't just go, "Okay, great, thank you." She does tell him like, "Look, if you do this, like,
That's
you're
it.
going against me and Rachel." And the only problem I have with Ashley is this, and I think it was reinforced in the blockbuster. Like I don't know what she's gonna win. Like she talks a big game. She won that first sort of guess a thing, and
Mhm.
at the very beginning, hasn't won anything since. I don't think she's a comp threat.
I
And
mean, you said earlier, what if Will has been waiting for, okay, it's jury time to play. I mean, any of these guys could be doing that. If they are, well, good for them. But
are you saying Will could pull a Kaiser Sose? Spoiler alert for a
wouldn't
30-year-old,
that
and he stands up and his back doesn't hurt anymore, and all of a
wouldn't that be
sudden,
great? Wouldn't that
it'd be
be great? Or all
amazing.
of a sudden he starts trying to win stuff. Like, that'd be fantastic. And you know what though? He still doesn't have to for quite a while. He still has, you know, he has a little bit he can wait. I really thought when they said the mastermind was coming this week that we were gonna end up with a double eviction tonight. Did you think that, David, at all?
I did not because of that
Oh.
schedule we saw that had the 2-hour episodes.
Oh, okay. You know
And
what? That's true, but this is what I thought.
if that schedule's
we saw the
accurate,
schedule. Yeah. Per that schedule, no. But prior to seeing that schedule, yes.
But
I
there's
was like,
also a gap where there's only like one episode in a week, and that doesn't feel right either.
right.
Unless like the
Yeah.
Olympics are going to be on, and I don't think the Olympics are
Yeah,
on.
what's
So I don't
going to be
I
on
think
TV
it's the-
that they're going to
I think it's football really has screwed
Oh
up.
my gosh. Jamie, it's those sports balls again.
I think football has sort of screwed up. There's a lot of coverage here at the beginning of this season that CBS is required to
Well, and it
show.
used to be that they would start in June and they'd be done before football.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it only
they're just
it's
starting
only
now?
was like mid-July or July recently for Big
Why
Brother.
do you think? Why do you think they
Oh, I see what you're
changed?
saying.
It was a
Big Brother.
change during COVID, Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed the
I'm
start
sure it
date
has
during
to
COVID
do-
because I think they needed time to figure out how to do it, and then maybe it worked better for production for some reason. Or
And probably to quarantine people they were
Well,
bringing
and-
in, and
Was it no, not last year? Was it the year before? They were in there all the way through
like
through
103
October.
days.
They
Yeah,
went all the way through Halloween,
yeah,
right? Was that the Suri year with her and her son?
I think so. Yes,
Yeah, Felicia.
wow.
Yeah. So
Felicia. Felicia.
when
Let's
she
bring
came
her
out,
back and have her do a challenge.
she was really good too. Again, another person who kind of plays a character. Do you know what I mean? It's
Well-
like, yes, they're the authentic people, but they take this one thing that they acted like.
Well,
and then they-
let's pitch ideas then, because I don't know. You guys both get to pick one person to bring back and host a challenge the way Angela did. Who's your pick, Christy?
My pick.
Yep.
Would
Who
be
would you want to
Ava.
come back?
My pick would be Ava only because, again, character. But knowing CBS, it will be Keanu.
David, who would you pick?
That's hard.
It'd be Lauren, and then she would whisper the entire time she was with the channel.
No, I'm not a big Lauren fan. I thought I was going to be a big Lauren fan, but then because I thought she was cute. But then when I saw her without
Such a
makeup and her
beautiful
hair pulled
girl.
up, she looked like she was 12, and I got
Yes,
the ick.
well,
And
but
I'm
I mean,
like,
she's a
I'm like,
beautiful
I'm
girl.
too old to be looking at her.
Right. And
You know?
she seems like she's, I don't know. She's so afraid to push that she's not doing anything. And that's disappointing for someone who's a fan. So who?
Yeah, I don't know, Brian. I got to think about that. Who would I bring back to host? It wouldn't be Dr. Will, that's for sure.
No, from this season.
Oh, from this
He's
season.
literally started talking.
Oh, that's
this
got to be
season.
Keanu. I mean,
That's
he's
what
yeah.
That's what I said. CBS.
Or you could have a Vinny the Lip game.
Now, you know what? Because Vinny is playing a character, and so is Ava in my mind. I don't believe either of them are authentically
I
who they
think
are.
everybody starts playing some weird version of themselves in this house. Because again, it's not reality. The longer they're in there, what happens to a superstar when people get super famous overnight and they don't have anybody that knew them before they were famous? And they kind of go a little crazy. Okay, so it's a little bit that because they have no one to ground them. They have now created these characters from the second they walked in the door. Whatever lies.
Yeah,
and
I don't
twists
know.
they're
I
telling.
felt
they
from
start-
day one that Vince is playing a character, and so is Ava. And
Oh, the
that's
dang
that's
hat. He's got a
that's
costume
just
and everything.
what I felt. I mean,
Yeah.
I know no one agrees with me on Ava except for Maddie. Call it to Maddie because you see the fake just like I do, Maddie.
I think Vince, swear to God, I just still think he is an actor.
They're both actors, I think.
Maybe they'll be the hosts of the Unlocked next year.
So who's the
Um,
realest person in the house, David? Since you have maximum reality detection.
Well, I mean, I
give
think
us your,
I think Keanu is authentically who he is. I think gosh, Lauren is exactly who she probably is on the outside. She's quiet, she keeps to herself. I think that's who she is. I think
I'm so scared.
I think most of them are. They're just, Rachel is very much who she is, I think.
I think.
What
Really
are you doing because you're freaking me out right now.
maybe Lauren can make a big thing with ASMR. Maybe she could do that when she gets
Oh
out.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, Mickey
Alright.
was clearly super authentic. She was who she was.
Mickey?
I think Ashley is who she
I
is.
think Nikki she's such a front.
I don't know.
Mm.
And I think Ashley's exactly who she is outside. The house.
Anyone who can praise Jesus as much as she does while talking the most rude things about people behind their backs, that is not an authentic person.
I will say, other than Riley, I don't think I saw more people rooting for anyone to go home this season more than
Mickey?
Mickey.
Yeah.
She was, And the sad thing is,
Yes, she was not so fine. She was not so fine. She did not blow my mind. No, Mickey.
I mean, when she had her HOH, she had the game in her hand.
Yep.
And when she her whole game blew up when she got HOH-itis and took out Jimmy. Like she blew it. And
Isn't that
because Rachel
crazy?
wouldn't work with her after that.
and
Fool me once.
and for a while, maybe even to the minute she was announced out, her delusional belief in the people she thought she had
She
was
thought she had 'em all.
way off. Like
Oh,
way
yeah.
Yeah,
off.
she was shocked that
She
she went home.
overestimated.
Was she just shocked at the vote count, or was she shocked she was going home?
I think shocked at the vote count. I thought
I tend to agree with that, Brian.
I think she thought she might stay 4-3, or Ashley might beat her 4-3, but I don't think she saw 6-1 at all.
She even spoke this week. About throwing the veto because she thought no matter what, if she was sitting there she wasn't going to go home, and so maybe she could throw it so that one of the others could, and so she didn't try and win the veto, and so Margaret could save herself is what she was. And when she was thinking that, I thought, go ahead, do it, Mickey. Go ahead. Yeah, so Mickey's gone. Bye, Mickey.
In a 6-1 vote. And do you think Vince, I don't think they showed this on the show, maybe not, but she made Vince swear on the Bible that he would vote for her.
Well, there we go.
And I watched
and
that.
He did.
And he did vote for her. And I wondered if
why.
I wondered if that's why he did it. But that's the sort of manipulation Mickey would do, that she would use religion as a weapon against
gross.
people.
Well, that's the only book they get, right? They get their religious books, so they get a Bible or a Quran or a Torah.
Kelly has the Quran, and Mickey has the Bible. Will has a Bible. I don't know. She has a Quran. She was reading the Quran earlier this year.
Or maybe you're just
okay. Seriously, you're watching the feeds way too much, Brian.
What
are you doing? I'm watching Kelly read the Quran.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things.
Read the Bible and she thought, I'll read another book.
Right? You have all the time in the world. Like, you've read the Bible. Read this.
Yeah. Now, let's see. You compare.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that sitting at home, watching the feeds, watching somebody read a religious text is not how I spend my time.
Well, I will up you one more, David. I watched Lauren in the Have Not room spend about 45 minutes with a bobby pin picking the locks of the drawers that don't open underneath the bed. And I was curious if I don't know. I was curious if the announcer would come on and say, "Lauren, stop doing that."
Correct.
And they never did.
They
let her, and she picked the drawer open and got it open, and never told anybody until she told Vince that she has a spot for hide and go veto. Told Vince.
See what's wrong.
But I watched her pick that lock. I was like, what in the world is this weird woman doing?
Okay, so first of all, on that, Big Brother builds those sets. Why did they put drawers there that were locked unless they were going to come into play later? And if they don't, have they had drawers that locked in previous seasons that no one ever tried to pick, but they never came into play? It's weird. It's very odd. Why are there drawers there, David?
Really
well,
weird.
It could be that there's sound equipment, or there's cabling, or there's plugs under there. You know what I'm saying? That
so they don't
production has to be able to get to.
They don't want you opening and closing, and maybe moving them.
No. That it's not even really a drawer. It opens up and there's
it was a
void
drawer.
under there.
She got it open.
It was a drawer.
It was a drawer.
Really?
Yeah, she got it
sure
open.
Sure was.
So that's why I'm saying maybe the cabling's behind the drawers
maybe
or something.
the people who build the sets were just bored and say, oh, watch this, we're gonna F with these guys.
Yeah, so she gets it open, but then you have it open. She thinks this will be a perfect spot for the hide a veto, right? Because they usually do that. That's a fun one. Somebody always gets mad about how messy the house is afterwards.
Oh, I wouldn't even look for a veto. All I would do is just trash things. I would like stomp on
Oh.
people's clothes and shred them
Oh God.
and then
Yeah, it's
totally deny that I did it.
like, oh, that's super messed up.
Who would
Wow.
do that?
Vince
Brian.
would totally let you.
Who took my charcuterie?
But I thought to myself, she can't relock it once she puts something in there. Okay. And if those have been locked, I mean,
Right,
if
she
people-
figures nobody will try to pull them open because
but there might be some people who've never tried to open those before that might try during that competition because you're
mean,
trying everything.
okay, you are so overthinking it.
Sorry.
I gotta
think-
give her.
I
I gotta
think
give her
that's fine.
credit. I gotta give her credit. I think if you lived in a house for 60 days and you just thought drawers were decorative, I don't think you'd be trying them. I think you like. I think if you've lived there long enough. Now, maybe there's somebody who's never been in the have not room or spent any time in there that might not know. But I
Mm.
think anybody that's lived in there and been like, oh, look, a drawer. Oh, well, crap, they don't open. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once
Yeah.
you live with it long enough,
What
you
would be
accept that
even
it's true.
better? What would be even better than opening it and putting it in the drawer would be sliding all the way up and sliding it behind the drawer. Because then if someone does notice it's open, like, oh, this is open. Oh, there's nothing in it.
You mean like allegedly some people might have done back in the day to hide things they didn't want their parents to find?
Absolutely.
It sounds like you went to that really quick, Christy. Like maybe that's been a go-to.
Maybe. Or I'm
Well, I
just
mean,
really good at hiding things.
literally just last night, Christy was enlightening me on how if you got into your dad's Jack Daniels, you could refill it with tea. Now, I knew the water thing for vodka, but I never knew the tea thing.
It does have a certain color.
Well, you know, David, it sounds like between you and Christy is the returning player in this group.
I'm just saying, somebody puts tea in my John Daniels, we're gonna have a effing problem.
I'm not saying that I did it, but I just
Oh,
logicked it out.
I
swear I've
haven't
never tried
done it.
Promise. But I do have good ideas. Criminal mastermind. I don't know. Anyway,
Let's
So-
Christy, let's pause here. Let's throw another 7-second break in, okay?
okay.
And we're back yet again with more wisdom from Brian and Christy, and just idiocy from me.
Okay, so that was her picking the lock. What else? What other interesting things happened this week, other than just
You know, we had the cheat mance, we had the Lauren doing that,
do
and we
wanna talk about
had
the Kelly
Go-
thing?
yeah, David posted a video and there was a lot of discussion about this, and
Yeah.
I'll give context, a little bit of
I
context.
wish you would, because I don't have any context, so
Yeah.
I that's why I
Um,
haven't raised it, Brian.
Kelly is talking in the bathroom, I think, with Lauren, and they're talking.
They're
And it's
sitting
when
on
Kelly's
that like settee, that like the little couchy thing in there, right?
right, and that's when I was telling you all earlier. Kelly was trying to flip the vote so they could get Ashley gone, and
Mhm.
she's trying to make her pitch to Lauren, and Ashley walks in the room, and Kelly changes the
Tries
subject
change the subject,
and
yeah.
says, you know, about the monkeys, which is a poorly timed.
And
Well, she
sure.
was just talking about Mickey and Morgan in the sentence before.
exactly. That's
and-
why people went.
Now, the most charitable read of this, and you guys have probably heard Jamie talk about this, in the bathroom, the lights
The
are
light
monkeys.
fixtures. Yeah.
And so, you know,
And so the thing she says is, "There's monkeys in here,"
that it might be the
right?
yes, it might be like her just looking at something and immediately trying to think to change the subject. But she's made other comments, like she talked about getting rid of Mickey or Morgan at one point. And somebody says, "Well, like why shouldn't we
Yeah.
do that?" And she's like, "Well, I'd worry about the optics." And that's all she would say. She used the word optics, you know, like, "Oh, how would it look to get rid of a black person?" is the
Yeah.
implication.
Yeah.
You know, so
Is Morgan African American?
she's biracial.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say. I thought maybe she was Hispanic
But
and African American.
But so is Keanu. So it's
Yeah.
like
Is he really?
Kelly. Well, yeah, isn't he? Yeah, his
I
dad's
thought he was
Yeah.
like I thought he was like Samoan or something, or
No, I think
Pacific Islander or something.
wasn't he talking about his dad at one point?
Yeah, he is too. There was a picture of his mom in the HOH, and you can see in it. It looked like maybe she was Hawaiian, or
okay.
Oh yeah.
you know.
So I don't. Yeah.
But Morgan talked about being biracial because she said Will has like biracial kids, maybe from his first marriage,
I was gonna say,
or maybe biracial grandkids. But she said she had a talk with Will about that. About that's why she felt like he was her dad, because she was a biracial kid and he had biracial kids.
He had those. Yeah.
no,
he had
Brian,
those.
weren't you telling me before we started recording that she's catching a lot of hate on the socials over this?
Oh yeah, Kelly's really getting hate. Like she's now that Mickey's
I mean,
gone.
to be fair, they weren't very liking her before. Right? That people were kind of already not really liking her. So this just gives them another thing to put on top of that.
Well, this is one of those things that she's not going to get charitable. She's not going to get the benefit of the doubt because people
Yeah.
already hate her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Yes.
know this was intentionally bad.
Well, yeah.
Because-
When I sent it to you guys, I said, "Look, I don't know what she was trying to say. I just think you need to see it before the show."
It's
if
like
you haven't already."
super clumsy pivot that she tried to make.
Right.
She's talking about one thing. The person you're talking about walks in. You try to make it look like you weren't talking about them, but you flub it so fabulously that you possibly offend the nation and or the person that you don't want to know that you're talking about them. And also, the comment is so stupid that it makes it look like, yeah, you were just trying to cover. It's so obvious.
And that's her problem.
Massive fail.
She's messy. She's just messy all the time.
Yeah.
But it's
Now, is she a mom? Does she have a child? Because when her call out today, it sounded like she was calling out to a child, not to.
It's never been totally clear, but it does seem like she's talked about she might be a stepmom or potential stepmom.
Okay.
Like maybe
Oh.
maybe Corey, her significant other, maybe has a kid that she's a stepmom to, or she has a kid from a prior relationship that she's protecting the identity of, which good idea the way she's played. But she's talked sort of a little bit about that, and it does appear as if she's either a stepmom or a mom.
Yeah, it's weird that we were getting so much more airtime this year because they're having these extended Wednesday night episodes and stuff. But we haven't got a lot of they haven't done a lot of things about the players personally. And we even have the unlocked. So we're getting more screen time, but we're not. Yeah. So I didn't even know that she had a significant other or
that's Corey. She's always talking about Corey. So not that I know too much about these people.
No, not at all.
But
you be ready for your dissertation on it.
Well, in honor of Jamie, and I know we're running out of time, and to honor your all's format, let me just say tonight, I thought Julie's denim outfit and hair were fire.
Oh yeah, fire, chef. I'm
fire.
I'm with you. She looked good,
but it wasn't really like hosting Big Brother outfit. It looked very.
Oh man,
for her, I'm not saying it looked bad. It just.
I'm just saying the lady can wear a pair of jeans.
And she just looked like she was going to go out. Like she didn't look like she was going to work. There we go. It didn't look.
Maybe she was going out to get the dry cleaning
with her
and she
Canadian
realized she was late,
right?
so she just came on in.
Well, I mean, I'm going to disagree with you because it sure worked for me, Christy.
I'm saying.
No, that's fine. I see what you're saying. I get it. It was just a unusual choice for her.
It was very casual in a way. It was
very, and her hair was way down too. Like if she had that same outfit on, but then she did that cute little ponytail she does, that would have seemed more Julie. But it was like her hair was down. She was casual. It just seemed like, Julie, are you all right?
Well, I wonder if when she went in and play tested the Blockbuster, because it blows air and stuff, that that maybe
just messed up her hair.
She couldn't go wear a dress, it's going to blow her dress up over her head. So, that's a pretty quick change to put that outfit on and not take hours and hours to get ready. And,
True.
and her
That
hair
could've been
wasn't
what she
super
wore to the
styled.
office.
I thought she looked great. Maybe not formal, but great.
No, I just thought, again, it just didn't look like it would be something she would have put together based on how she dresses. The rest of the time, she's kind of a little bit more formal, but not formal, but you know what I mean. Perfect HR lady. That was not a HR lady, is what I'm saying.
No. That just remember your Bible quote: "Be still."
Yeah, for 7 seconds. Oh no, we already did that. But yeah, that was weird.
I thought, Mickey, is that you being still? Boy.
She yeah. You know what, Mickey? This right now, every single person who's been voted out until now, we will not see again. They are not part of the jury. Isn't that weird?
It
These
is
people that-
weird. Well, it's weird because they have, we're simultaneously watching Survivor that's happening in hyper light speed,
Yeah.
and Big Brother just sort of develops very
Yeah.
slow.
And then you go, oh wait, we're just at jury now?
Yeah.
What? So we just said we have like 3 weeks left. How are they going to get rid of all these people?
I think that's why the mastermind at the very end said it's going to be a month of mayhem. I think we're going to have a double and a triple, and then maybe another double.
Because we have
we got 9 left.
9 left. Yeah, we really got it. This is going to be. There's going to be lots of murder. Wait, didn't they say something about how they wouldn't all survive?
Oh, they're going to the White Locust.
The White
Locust. Okay, yes. Oh, come on, that's funny. So are they going to have whatchamacallit, Mr. White come on?
Well, he's a Survivor guy. I don't know why he wouldn't.
He's a CBS guy, yeah.
Like that'd be that. CBS never does cross promotion.
No.
So
no, never.
So why not have him come on?
Last week when Rob was on, looking all uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me just say, super glad I didn't have to come on and talk about that.
Oh wow.
Maybe I thought you guys asked me to watch a show. I start watching it. I just say, look, like the only word we can't say is the F word. So I'm just going to say this. Okay. I start watching Traitors. The son of a bitch comes on Traitors. I watch Survivor. I know he's on Survivors. I watch Survivor. Of course he's on Survivor. So you got me watching that. I watch this show. And now he's on this goddamn show too. Like everywhere I go. Like I'm next season he's gonna be on the Bear. Everywhere I freaking go.
He is.
Did you watch the Deal and No Deal Island? Because he was on that too.
I caught some of it because Jamie asked me a question about it. But I mean, everywhere I go, like I feel like we're headed for a collision course. Me and Boston Rob.
And Sari too. You're getting very familiar with Sari. She's been all over.
No, I'm cool with her.
The season of that she did of Big Brother. You might like it. Whatever.
And I did say she said this is harder than Survivor.
Yes, because at the end of this month,
well, because she was on it for 103 days. I mean, what'd you say?
I said at the end of the month, after this month, he's going to have a whole lot of free time because when Big Brother goes. Because he's so into it.
Well, between Big Brother and he's watched 37 seasons of Survivor since May.
He's got to have something else to watch. We're going to talk to him at like the new year. He's going to go, yeah, I've watched every episode, every season of Big Brother too.
I've watched all of Australian Survivor. I watched all of US Survivor. I'm now watching New Zealand Survivor.
He's going to say, did you guys watch Real World Bro Brew Challenge? I watched them all.
I'm not
rewatching every season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Look, Survivor, Big Brother, Traitors. That's it. Okay.
Okay. Well, so I'm Dancing with the Stars.
I'm gonna laugh because you've watched through 37. You have 3 more seasons, and then the hammer falls.
That's okay.
And you reach the new, as Scott calls it, the Mehra.
That Jamie David's up to $1.50.
All
It's all right. I got
guys.
enough money. I could go on for hours.
So last question.
Yeah.
Who do we want for HOH this week? Who do we want to wake up
Mm.
in the morning and find out it's HOH?
Rachel.
I really would like it to be Rachel. It secures her
Chaos
safety
would
for the week.
reign.
And
Well-
I think if it was Rachel, she's gonna put up the rest of the people, right? Lauren goes up, Kelly goes up, Keanu goes up. She tells Keanu, I'm just putting you there
No,
so
probably
you can win.
Vince.
You think she puts
She'll
Vince?
keep Keanu as the backup.
Keanu will be backdoored so he doesn't have two chances.
Oh, that makes sense.
Because they jury did start. She
Mhm.
didn't say anything about the blockbuster ending.
Maybe maybe we go to 2. No, well, who knows?
I mean,
Maybe.
and from
If
what
it-
I'm
if we're
told
down-
last year, they were told AI Arena was ending, and it
Yes.
ended, and they didn't say that tonight. She didn't say anything about the blockbuster ending.
Yeah, so it's gonna be
Maybe
still
that's what
April.
happens when they check into the white whatever.
White Locust.
The White Locust. Yep.
The white
Yeah, so
locust
I would
comes
love-
and
I would love a
steals
Rachel
the.
HOH. Who else would be good?
Ashley would be equally as good because they
Yeah.
would do it together.
It would be a smart one.
Who would be awful?
Morgan? No, I don't know.
Vince.
Kelly?
Vince would clearly be awful.
Lauren would be awful. I don't know.
I would like to see, if I'm totally honest, I would like to see Lauren be the one
Didn't we
if she
already
wants
see that
redemption.
once?
Yeah, but to have redemption, wouldn't it be interesting? Because she's a good comp player. It would be interesting to see if she won, her be the first. Could you imagine if she was the one that put Rachel up? The first one all season, for it to be Lauren. That would be wild. Now, I'm not advocating. I see Christy's like, if Rachel goes home, Brian, I swear to God.
Because I wonder if Rachel would just go ballistic on her, and how sad.
Oh,
that
and
would
she'd
be.
make her cry. I mean,
Mhm.
she'd be crying the entire week because Rachel would just go full mean girl, and there's no way Lauren can handle that.
There's not. But if
The
Rachel
only person
does,
in the house who could have handled it was Mickey.
but if
Mickey
Rachel
could have
does
handled it.
that, if Rachel does that and does that to Lauren, Ava will flip and Rachel's gone.
That's true. That's true. That's also true.
So
Ooh,
just
I don't know.
I
don't
want
think-
Rachel to stay. I don't even know Rachel. I was annoyed by her, and I do think she tried to set Keanu up for a TV moment, and he
Sure.
didn't fall for the bait. Will even said so.
Yeah.
But I mean, thank God she's here, or I would have killed myself. And in my suicide note, it would have said to all of you, "Thanks for recommending Big Brother. See you in the next life."
See you on the other side.
Yep.
Peace
out.
I really like your conspiracy theory that CBS saw the group and went, "We got to put somebody in. Who can we do?"
Well, you know
to-
what's
to-
funny,
to
Brian?
Save it.
And I don't know if you probably didn't, but if you went back and watched our previous seasons, I have been openly like contemptuous of Rachel's game. Like my least favorite player.
And Jamie and I.
And
both
matter of fact,
loved her.
to the point where JP brought a special guest, a previous contestant on our show, and I was almost shaking with the idea it could be Rachel. It was not. Because I had been so hostile to her, and I've loved the way she's played this year.
Yeah.
So you were shaking. You were even afraid of her then. That's
I
what you're
was.
saying.
Well, okay, because it's one of those things where I talked a lot of shit about her, and then I was going to have to look her in the eye and talk a lot of shit about her.
So,
And that was not gonna be
Keanu,
easy.
If you're listening, you are braver than David. Kudos to you, Keanu.
Or
because-
stupider.
It's because he has Lincoln Park to listen to.
Sometimes you got to fire up some Lincoln Park. Hit the
Sometimes you do.
gym. Hit the gym, bro.
Sometimes
Just
you got to
win,
fire
bro.
something up and then play the Lincoln Park. That's all I'm
So
saying.
because we want Rachel to win and have HOH, it's probably going to be Kelly.
What do you figure the comp's going to be this week? I think this is going to be the long slide, where like they have the little Dixie cup and they have to fill up a whole barrel with a liquid.
They know because they would have started.
They
that
would have showed
night.
that, though.
They
You're
would've
right.
started with that. I think it might be. Or Stupider. It might be Kelly. 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 Kelly The one where because when they be due for, no, they're not due for endurance. I was gonna say the one where they go around and the thing hits them every time they go around. They usually start that one too. I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna be a quiz
It
thing.
wasn't Rachel on a hot dog, as I recall. No, that
Rachel's
wasn't
was a
Rachel.
hot dog.
That was Nicole. Okay, forget it.
Her punishment costume.
No. She actually, I think, when she was riding the hot dog and then going around and smacking into things.
So,
Yeah.
but no matter the competition, you all are telling me I need to watch to see if now that jury's here, people start playing.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I mean, listen, right now it's short.
Usually the game
cat,
kicks
right?
in right
Maybe
about
that
now.
could be a good theory. Maybe that could happen, and that'd be amazing. It's probably not going to happen, but that would be amazing if it did happen for us, the viewers. To see these people finally, like, drop it down a gear. And
Well,
just,
my
stop
review
posting.
of this season is don't come for the gameplay, but if you want all the messiness, if you want to watch stuff and go, I don't know what's happening, this is a messy, fun season.
How they talk each other into things that you're like, no, because I don't want to do 1 for 1. I don't want to do 2 for 1. I could do 1 for 1. Boy, that whole thing was that was messy too, huh? I don't think you guys remember how to do math anymore. What are
And
you
then somebody
talking
says,
about?
but he could do it. You could come down and you all could still do that. And it would be 2 for 1. And Morgan's like, yeah, you're right. Like, why does it matter if he comes down or you come down? It's still 2 for 1.
Exactly. So dumb.
All right. Well,
Anyway.
we're starting to get into serious territory when we're looking at the length of this podcast.
Yes,
yeah, I'm
we
done.
are. So
I'm done.
We better wrap it up, guys. Next week we'll be back on Thursday night right after the eviction.
Does anybody want to make a prediction? Anyone want to predict who goes home next week? Who's going to be HOH?
Kelly goes home next week.
I hope it's Kelly or Keanu, honestly. Sorry.
I predict Vince goes home next week. Just cause. Oh, look, we have a comment.
I mean, I think sometimes when people are about to go and it looks like so obvious that they're going to go, and then somehow they don't, it's like they kind of start to fall back to the background again.
Well, we'll see
it's
if
like
the judges lives or not now that Vince survived.
I hope it does, because that would be super good for Will, and I am liking him more and more, just as like the voice of reason, the normal person in the house.
My new special lady friend picked Will to win. And
really?
I laughed at her and said the old guy never wins Survivor or never wins Big Brother.
Never wins Survivor either.
Well, that's fair too. Well, no, because the old guy's won Survivor a couple of times. The firefighter was old and a couple of them.
David, you're starting to sound like Vince, talking bad about yourself and, well, gosh, we old guys never win anything. We're terrible. We suck.
No.
We suck so bad.
I've long accepted ageism as the only ism that Jeff is fine with.
Well, I mean, like, hey, look, Will's there hanging tough, and I said early on in this season.
But do you think he can win the
Will.
game?
Yes, if he plays the way he's played this week,
because
he can.
You watch the feeds a lot more than I do. Is his social game good enough that people will vote for him?
His social game is impeccable. Nobody hates him. Nobody even questions him.
With Will, he could win, absolutely. It just depends on who he's sitting next to.
The only person that's ever said anything about him is Keanu has said, and it's not really criticism, it's just the truth. He's like, at some point, his ass has to be up on the block. And
absolutely.
Because everybody notices, like, on a lot of levels, he's getting carried, but he has the group of minions that bring him information. He's the information gatherer.
Yep.
And he's got Ava. He's got Ava. And Ava's the swing vote right now. He's got her. She'll do whatever he tells her to.
Well, there you go.
All right.
Well, let's see what happens.
Guys, if you enjoyed our coverage tonight, please like and subscribe. It helps us build our base. And you can give us feedback there you go. Tally the feedback at yahoo.com. You can go there and ask questions or make comments or tell
I wonder if
David
anyone did. I should
that
look.
you don't like his super, super sorry, so sad, sad stories.
I know.
About ageism and all that. But yeah, you can reach us there, or you can come over and find us on our Facebook group, Tally the Votes, and post anything you find or you see. We share some things, and we should probably start just sharing them straight there instead of into our little chat, but we could do that. And you can find us if you'd like to. Here we are on our vid chat, and you can find us in audio form at anywhere you find your podcasts. We're on the Jay and Jack whole enchilada feed and on the Tally the Votes feed, so you can have two options there for going and listening. But yeah, take us to the gym or take us running. We need some exercise. uh Brian's been watching way too much TV. So right now we'd like to, speaking of Jane and Jack, thank the special patrons of Jane and Jack that make these possible. That's Eckhart Richter, Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, and Ed,
A
the
creepy poopy
very
head mailman.
respectable mailman.
He's not respectable at all. He's creepy and a poopy head.
Okay, well, and if you would like to become a patron, you can go to patreon.com/JaneJack. And yeah, we all thank you for your support. Like and subscribe. We'll be here next week. And yeah, we'll see who gets that HOA, who gets booted, who has the best week, who has the worst week, and who cries the most.
And Brian, thank you for filling in for Jamie this week.
Always a
Sorry,
pleasure,
I
Brian.
was so loquacious.
I will go ahead and send you the quarters Apple Pay.
There you go.
Just get
There you
it
go.
to
Well,
you.
I really enjoyed it, and I appreciate it. And let me say, thank you all, everyone, and good night. I'm scared.
All right. Good night, everybody.